We are a little under 30 minutes away from day 2 of the NBA draft starting, and the Chicago Bulls have already made a move, trading pick number 56 to the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Haize, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there at Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get to this content for today. So real quick one, I'm not even going to belabor the point long. I just did want to bring you guys this news because I think it does matter to a lot of Bulls fans, and that is that the Chicago Bulls have decided to trade pick number 56 in this draft to the Los Angeles Lakers for cash considerations. Now, I know that this is going to trigger some PTSD for Bulls fans. Anytime the Bulls do anything like this, man, it triggers some people, right? Like, there's a lot of Bulls fan PTSD around. I always try to be very understanding of it because I've been there, I understand it. But with that said, it happened. The Chicago Bulls, this one came from Shams, who posted this about 20 minutes ago. The Los Angeles Lakers are acquiring number 56 from the Chicago Bulls in the second round of the NBA draft tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Lakers sent cash to the Bulls to get a pick tonight. So, that's it. And here's the thing. It's pick number 56. If it was pick number 38 and the Bulls, or even if the Bulls didn't have any picks in the second round of this draft, I would understand people freaking out or worrying about this. Is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big. There are about 10 players in the second round of this draft that really have a chance to become NBA players. Now, there are some players that can become bench rotation players and stuff like that, but like, and not to say that there's probably is going to be somebody in the 40s or the 50s that end up turning in to some type of player. You can find some talent there, but I'll say this. The Bulls at pick number 56 in this draft are as equally likely to find an undrafted free agent that turns into an actual NBA player. So I don't really think this is something that's worth freaking out about. Now, I get it. It's questionable to wait to do this until the draft. You could have did this and announced it during the draft. At least wait to see how the draft board's going to go and going to fall. I can understand that part of it for sure. But to add 4 rookies to a team is already very rarely happens that all 4 of those guys end up turning out to be anything anyway. So I'm not really worried about this much. And actually, I'll say this isn't John, like, y'all blame everything on Paxson. That's more AK than it is John Paxson. Gar Forman, maybe, but Pax really didn't sell second-round picks. You look at Thabo Cephalosha, there's a number of second-round picks that we actually turned into players under John Paxson, but it is what it is, man. If this was originally in this draft before, like, what was it, like 15, 20-something players ended up going back to college, then yeah, I would have absolutely flipped out at selling pick number 56. I'm not going to lie to you. But with where the talent is now, what's expected to be there at pick number 56, I don't really think is that big of a deal. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't think this is that big of a deal at all. As long as you have pick number 38 in this draft, there's that. Now, one could say, well, Haize, why didn't they package 38 and 56 to move up? That's a fair question, right? I'm not worried about them keeping pick number 56. Now, the question is this the best allocation of your picks? If you have somebody in this second round that you really do feel like is going to be, turn into an NBA player, why not package your 2 picks to then move up in this draft? That is a fair question. But as far as just selling the pick outright or just being worried about that, I'm not really too worried about that. But we'll see. I wonder if this means that Bryson Graham is confident in who he feels like he can get at pick number 38. He must feel very confident in regards to that, at least in my personal opinion. When you look at some of the better players in this draft, right, that I think actually do have NBA upside, Isaiah Evans, Henry Vassar, Malik Thomas, Baba Miller, Ryan Conwell, Richie Sanders, Emmanuel Sharp, I wouldn't hate either. Trevon Brazile, Felix Okpara, I like him. That's 9 players. So you have a good chance at 2 of those players still being on the board when you pick at pick number 38. And that's really what matters in this one. Like that's really what matters. The Bulls are going to have a shot at a legitimate NBA talent in there. I think that's really what it comes down to. So we'll see what's going to happen in regards to that, right? It's not that big a deal. I'm telling y'all right now, it's not that big a deal. Anybody that low, we probably could get for summer league. That's why I say, like, there's going to be some players that are undrafted in this that are worth taking a look at for sure. Like, as much as I mentioned, like, Richie Saunders, he just had ACL surgery in February. There's a chance maybe he falls out, right? Bryce Hopkins out of St. John's, he's a guy that could not get drafted, right? There's going to be somebody who's not drafted in this draft, and I think that the Bulls may just take a shot at that guy or whatever it ends up being. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I don't think 56 is going to move us up anyways, to be fair. Exactly. Like you could have maybe packaged 38 and 56 together, maybe, right? And even then, who's to say that for sure? Now, we have heard that the Knicks, and I believe, did we hear that it was the Knicks and, I can't remember. Was it the Knicks and the Mavericks that were both looking to move up? Something like that? Or trade down? Something like that? So it is what it is, man. I don't think it's that big of a deal. What do we get for it? Cash considerations, Joseph. We got cash considerations back. Any shooting specialists left? Yeah, there's quite a bit of them. Isaiah Evans, Conwell. Ryan Conwell is a guy that's a shooter / scorer as well. Richie Saunders, like I said, is a pure shooter. If Richie Saunders didn't tear his ACL, he probably would be much higher on the draft boards as far as in the second round. He may even been a low first round pick for sure. I think the most guys you mentioned on the morning show are going undrafted. No, those guys aren't going undrafted. Trevor Brazile is not going undrafted. Isaiah Evans is not going undrafted. Henry Vassar is not going undrafted. Like, those are the best guys in the second round of this draft. They're not going undrafted. Like, I only mentioned the best guys in it. They're not going undrafted. Again, they're not. None of those guys are going undrafted at all. The trade will define the future of the Bulls. The cash consideration is highly touted prospect ready to go. See, this is what, just have some fun with it, y'all. Just have some fun with it, man. It's really not that big a deal. It's fine. We will still sign. Exactly. We're going to sign it. Like, there's going to be somebody we probably sign now, if it was AK still, we probably know for sure, but there's probably going to be somebody that we sign as an undrafted free agent and that we look at and say, oh, they're perfectly fine. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. Shout out, props from Portugal. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate you. But all right, y'all. I just wanted to bring that information. I feel we had a little time before the second day 2 of the draft started, and I figured let me bring these guys this information so that way they know kind of what's going on. Once the draft starts. And now I'll tell you this: I'm not staying for the whole second round. After the Bulls picking number 38, I am up out of there. I'm telling you that right now. So. We up out of here. I'm not doing another 3-hour live stream. I'm not doing that. Not for the second round of the NBA draft. Not doing that. So there you guys go on that one. But I'll catch you guys here in a few minutes. We'll be live in about 17 minutes. The whole team's going to be live again. So you guys will see us there. We're going to have our usual fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel, because we're giving you all the up-to-date information on the Chicago Bulls in this offseason and on tomorrow's daily episode. So we're going to have the draft stream tonight, and then I'll have a episode that I get out tonight recapping what the Bulls did in the second round. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about the complete draft class for the Chicago Bulls and what it means for free agency coming up for the Chicago Bulls. So we're going to start our free agency deep dive. And for those that were here through our draft coverage, we go through the same process through free agents. So we're going to look at a number of free agents that the Chicago Bulls can go after that makes sense for the team, the fit, the style, all that type of stuff. So we'll start that. We're the best daily Chicago Bulls podcast out there. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode or a live stream. You can follow us at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'll catch y'all in about 20 minutes. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.